Hey everybody, Matt Lomas here. So, quite a common question that I get asked, and basically this is, something on top of everybody's mind when it comes to dieting. So, the question is, how many carbs should you be eating on a daily basis? And it's such a broad topic, but I really wanted to show you a systematic way that you can basically find out how many carbs that you should be eating every day, right? Now, what's really important to understand is that there's really no magic number. Nobody on this planet can come to you and tell you exactly how many carbs you need to be eating on a daily basis without having any information or any data to back any of that up, right? So before I show you this scientific proven method that, I always take myself and my clients through, let's just have a few quick fun facts about carbohydrates, right? So carbs are your body's preferred source of energy. Now, most people don't realize, but carbs are actually metabolized and used as energy incredibly quickly compared to things like fat, right? So carbs, as you're probably aware, has 4 calories per gram compared to the 9 calories per gram which fat has, right? So essentially you can eat twice as much carb as you can fat, to get the same caloric value. Carbs also help keep metabolism normal, strong, stable enough when you're actually dieting and dropping back fat as well, right? So carbs, as you diet down, as you get leaner, naturally your metabolism is going to slow down, but what carbs do is actually help it stay strong and stable, so you don't just get a sloppy metabolism in just a few weeks' time. Also, on top of that, carbs actually enable you to diet sustainably for a lot longer period of time. It's not uncommon for somebody to start dieting and then just end up binging within a week or two. So what I like to do is have 50% of my calories coming from carbohydrate sources, mainly because they just give you a load of energy day to day. But like I say, they also keep your metabolism stable as you do diet down, as your metabolism does start to suppress, right? And working with like hundreds of clients over the years, I've actually started to see that there is actually some real inefficiency with carbohydrate, right? So if you can slowly increase carbohydrates over a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 week period, you can actually have a disproportionate amount of carbohydrate increase compared to the amount of body fat that you gain. And in actually some cases, and in most cases, to be honest, you actually end up dropping more fat. And I think it's mainly due to this inefficiency that your body has with carbohydrates. It just starts to, inefficiently use them. You just start to do more exercise. You naturally start to just do more day to day around the house and when you're at work and things like that. So you actually expend more energy naturally because of that increase in carbohydrate. Alright, so there's just a few fun facts about carbohydrates. Now I want to show you a scientific proven method that I always like to use with my clients and I've used on myself as well. Right? So in any scientific process, okay, this is really important for you to understand, just in life in general, but especially when it comes to dieting. Right? So in any scientific process, you always have to have constants and then just one variable at a time, right? Because that way we can get a true reading. That way we can get true results. We can see by only changing one thing at a time exactly what's happening, right? So in this case, when we're testing out for how many carbs our body can handle, what we do is we keep protein stable, so that's classed as a constant, and then we also keep fat as a constant as well. So in this example, if we went 20% of calories from fat and we went 30% of calories from protein, that would leave us with our biggest variable, right? So 50% of calories would be coming from carbohydrate, right? So what I like to do initially is I like to increase carbohydrate levels, right? So slowly, it can be as little as, just 10 gram per week for each day as you go forward, right? So for example, you might start out at 200 gram of carbohydrate per day, and then each week you just increase it. So you go from 200 to 210, then the week after you go to 220, then to 230, then to 240. And all we're trying to do is just slowly push this up. We're just trying to slowly push it and just see where our boundaries are. Let's see where the capacity of carbohydrate is until we do then eventually start gaining body fat. But like I just mentioned before on the last slide, what you'll start to notice is you get this real inefficiency with the increases in carbohydrate, right? And it's probably for a number of different reasons that I don't really want to get into in this training, but it's incredible to see. You know, I've personally been able to take my calories and carbohydrate levels all the way up from, 300 to 450 gram of carbohydrate per day, without gaining body fat. And in fact, I actually dropped 9 pounds of body fat doing that, by the way, which, we're starting to see this similar trend when I start experimenting with other people as well, right? So then what that does, once we slowly increase and we increase and increase and keep increasing until we do then eventually gain, once we eventually start gaining body fat, then we know where our capacity is. Then we know how much carbohydrate we can be eating on a daily basis. Then all we have to do is then just come back down. So then we can just start decreasing that. And then guess what happens? We start dropping, we start losing, we start dropping body fat, right? So this is the proven way to actually find out what your capacity of carbohydrate is, right? So the big question is, how many carbs do you need per day? Well, welcome to planet Earth. We have to find out. That's how everything in life is found out. We test, we experiment, right? So as you know, you can go away right now and actually start and apply this for yourself. Now, I always get a lot of questions of, how can I actually start and apply this to my own body? So if you would actually like to come and apply to work with me one-to-one, I've got a high-level coaching program called the Smart Dynamic Dieting Protocol, which is an incredible program where I take lads that are training regular, that are going to the gym, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week. And we really see what boundaries that we can push with your metabolism. I take you through this process where we get a real understanding for your metabolism. And then what we do is, as we try to increase food, as we try to actually eat more food, I'm wanting you to drop body fat and, get in the shape that you're actually wanting to be. Because I know there's a lot of lads out there, this might be you as well, that are training regularly, but they're just not seeing the results with their body shape. So this is why I started this program. It's a high-level program. It's quite an expensive program. But if you would like to be considered, then all you have to do is go to mattlomas.co.uk/apply. That'll take you to an application form where you can fill that out, and then I'll get back to you about, possibly maybe coming on as a client. Like I say, what I really want you to take away from this training is, that your metabolism is not a static. It's not a static thing. It's a dynamic thing, and it's a process that you have to really find out at what capacity of food and carbohydrates your metabolism and your body can handle day to day. It's a work in progress, and it's something that you just have to find out over time. All right. So thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you're well. Hope everything's good, and we'll chat soon.